Yeah, I once had a friend of mine I was chasing after, someone I loved, someone I wanted to marry, you know, and all my time of proposing as a child I was, this years ago, right? And she was saying no. And on top of that, I once caught her reading a book which says how to say no. You think that encouraged me to propose more? No, it didn't. I did love her. I believe that's what God wanted, but whatever it is that was the fear in our life kind of had the better part of her. This is this is 27 years after, and I know she did not do the right thing. She's still my friend today. I know she did not do the right thing. She had a fear in her life that had mastery over her. Don't let fear have mastery over you. Don't let what you don't want drive your life. Let what you want drive your life. Do the extra work. Yes, there are issues in your life. There are things you don't want. Oh, this happened to my mother. This happened to my father. Oh, this happened to my relation. Oh, this or that. But don't let that be the driving force in your life. Do the extra work. What do you want in your life? Yes, you know what people don't have and what you should not have. Ask yourself, what do you want? What is your vision of the place out there? What are you living your life towards? It's not about what you are running from. It's about what you are running to. What you are running from, will only cause you to not to succeed, to fail, to be a failure in life. What you are running to is what energizes you to succeed. You must have a vision of what you are running to. That is what drives you to succeed. That's what makes you wake up in the morning and go to bed late at night. What you are driving towards, not what you are running from. It's not the hell that you're running from that should drive you. It will drive you crazy. You will not be fulfilled. You'll have hypertension. You'll die early. It's the heaven you are running to that should be your driving force. That's what will make you live long and well. Long and well. What's your heaven? Temporal and spiritual. What's your heaven? Temporal and spiritual. What's your vision of success? What's your vision of success? What's your vision of fulfillment? That should be the driving force in your life. Anything less, you are not doing well. So life has its problems, its challenges. How is it to have a mastery of it in spite of all its troubles? I once had someone that works for me and all he focuses on is a problem. I said, let's do this. Oh, it can't work. Hey, this. Hey, hey, hey. Life has its problems. Being focused on the problems of life will not help you. I see people on social media. Oh, Buhari is there. Buhari is this. Tunumbu is that. The company is bad. Hey, yeah, higher, higher. How has that helped your life? You are on a message, errand that the devil has sent you. This devil has you on speed dial. If all you do is report what is bad, that will not help your life. That will only drive you crazy and make you poorer. What you should be asking yourself is, what do I want out of this? In spite of the troubles around, what is it that I'm gaining for? What is going in for? What is my life about? In spite of all the troubles, what are the solutions? Everybody knows the troubles. A trouble of life is a common thing. What people don't understand is irrespective of who wins an election, there will always be trouble. Trouble is part of living, it's part of being alive. There will be trouble. If there's no trouble in this area, there'll be trouble in that area. One way or the other, there'll be trouble, there'll be challenges of life. Those are not strange. Troubles will not make a difference in a man's life. A man that focuses on those troubles only becomes poorer and dies early. What we need to focus on to succeed in life is, what are the solutions? It's the solutions that differentiates people. It's the solutions to the troubles around that differentiates between boys and men. women and girls, rich and poor. In all the troubles here, I can see the opportunities. I'm a farmer. So no matter how much things go expensive, guess what? I'm selling. I'm making money. I'm farming. I'm selling. People are going to eat. Prices are going up. Guess who's making the money? Those of us that are selling. Right? In the midst of everything that's going on, new supermarkets are opening every day. Guess what? Some people are supplying those supermarkets. I am one of them. In the midst of your complaint that there's no money, days, people are becoming millionaires, billionaires every day. I am one of them. You can be also. There are opportunities all around, but the devil has you on speed dial. All you see is the trouble. In the trouble, there's opportunity. Open your eyes to see the solutions. Open your eyes to see the opportunities and chase after the opportunities, not the problems. Winning in life is mastery. And it's not mastery in the problem, it's mastering the solutions. So we lean into life. We don't avoid life. Life with all these problems, we lean into it. I'm having relationship problem. I learn how to handle it, not to run away from it. Fear will do me in. Faith will elevate me. In the midst of all the problems of life, I lean in to win. I don't run away from it, because what I run away from today, I will always run from. What I face today, I don't have to face anymore. I conquer what I face today and I move on to higher things. But what I run from will always chase me all my life. Right? So we lean into life. We don't avoid life. We lean in and face the challenges of life. Because the Goliath I kill today, I don't have to face tomorrow. The Goliath I run away from today, I have to live another day to face it. And until I deal with it, it will always have a mastery over my life. Right? You can't stop the waves. You can't stop the troubles of life, but you can learn how to solve. You can learn how to solve them. Whatever challenge you have in your life, right? You probably can't stop it. You can't stop the rain from falling. You can't stop the sun from shining. You can't stop whoever ruling wherever you are, but you can learn to have mastery over it. You can learn to find solutions to the problems, the challenges that are facing you, and you can learn to win. Life is not about stopping the stream. It's not about stopping the sea. It's about learning to live above it. It's about learning to use it for your own purpose. Use the challenge, use the trouble of life for your own hand. You determine your hand and use what you have. One of the things you have is a challenge in front of you. It's a trouble in front of you. You can use it. You are meant to use it. He did not come to kill you. He did not come to conquer you. He came to elevate you. Use it. Use it. Use it. Someone has laid you off work. It's probably an opportunity for you to go do your own. Don't cry because of a door that's been closed. Cry for the opportunity that's been opened to you. And when I say cry, then it's cry of joy. Take it up. Take it up. Take it up. It's not about stopping the rain. It's about dancing in the rain. Life is what it is. You be what you are, right? In an hour, an issue of life, you're free to think or evade that effort. When things happen in life, people want to do a quick one. They just want to judge the occasion. That's not the way to win in life. The way to win in life is sit back and ask, what does this mean? How can I use this that has happened here? We're given this for a reason. It's not because that place could not be left empty. It's because we needed it. We needed what is here. We needed to win. That's what differentiates us from animals. They don't have the intelligence that we have. We're given this intelligence to win. It's our leverage position here. and it's meant to be used. It's meant to be used. Let's use our thinking ability. Let's use our intelligence. Let's use our brain. Let's use our mind. That's what's going to make a difference here for us, whether we win or lose. We've been given to use it to win. Don't waste it. Right? Anything that every moment we need to think about a solution, think about how to win in that environment. Say, we're not free to escape from nature, from the fact, the reason, right? From the fact that that reason is a means of survival, right? The question to be or not to be is a question to think or not to think. Rene Descartes would say, I think, therefore I am, right? My thinking makes me me. My thinking makes me me. I used to be in a place where they used to speak at the end of affairs about people who think they expect everybody to be dummies, just to whatever they say, just follow them. It's a group thing. That's of the devil. That's of the devil. If you go to a place where everybody's doing the exact same thing, they are not going to heaven. For sure, I can tell you it's a cult. Everybody's cutting their hair the same way, dressed the same way. They're a cult. Right. God gave us a mind to be able to think, not to copy. Anyone that's trying to force you into a particular mode to be like him or her doesn't like you, right? We're here to be individuals. Yes, there's a corporateness, right? But that corporateness does not take away your individuality. Your strength is in your individuality. We're all graced differently, right? We're all graced differently. And when you need to use the grace of God upon your life, not try to be someone else. I used to be in the place where the person would try to say, hey, they wanted you to be just like them because they believe that they are the best thing since sliced bread. But they're just human. They're just human. They're nobody except the position they are taking that God has privileged them at that point in time. But they have seen themselves bigger than life. So they want to create every other person in their own image. They have put themselves in the place of God. So they want to create every other person in their own image. Because they are stupid, they are foolish, they don't understand life, they don't understand God. They want to create every other person in their own image. Right? We're all created in the image of God. God. God is our standard, not man. When man is trying to create you in his own image, he's trying to usurp the place of God and is trying to limit your destiny. He's trying to kill your destiny. He's trying to make you a robot. He's trying to make you a slave, a servant. He's trying to limit you. He's trying to imprison you. We're created in the image and likeness of God. God is our standard. None of us individually can exhibit everything that is God. So God has put a piece of himself in every single one. We all, in one way or the other, exhibit an attribute of God, an attribute of God, an attribute of God, right? So we are created in the image and likeness of God. That should be our driver. That should be our place called there. That's where we should press towards, not that of man, right? So